From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Tuesday, January 12th, right now on Good Morning Indiana.
How can I use my situation to inspire someone else?
Brandon Warren is the face of a movement to reduce youth violence. Now his journey after an attempted suicide and what he's doing to help others dealing with depression and anxiety.
Efforts will begin today to clean up Monument Circle and remove homeless encampments from the area. The resources the city is offering to those in need of a different place to stay.
How do we do it all? Well, we do it all together.
The pandemic has made times especially hard for working moms. I'll show you a local network supporting women in the workforce.
And I want to thank you for starting your morning with us here on WRTV's Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Raphael, good morning to you down in Johnson County.
A good morning to you. One of the benefits of working from home, working from the official WRTV living room is you don't have to open the front door on days like today.
That's true. We had to bundle up and walk out the front door this morning, Todd. So can we shed a couple layers later?
You know, you're definitely still going to need the coat later on this afternoon, but there will be improvement from where we were yesterday when highs barely got above the freezing mark. We're sitting in the 20s right now. 24 in Indy, 25 in Bloomington, 26 in Peru. These are actually seasonal temperatures for this time of year, so there's really nothing abnormal about this. The problem is we just haven't been able to warm a whole lot throughout the afternoon hours with these clouds that have really been in place. We're in the teens when you factor in the wind, so that takes a couple degrees off the actual temperature. So you do need to bundle up, but the clouds have been the issue, and there's been a few snow showers getting produced by these clouds throughout the overnight hours. I had a little coating of snow by my house, so you can't rule out the chance of a slick spot. They're so light, though, that radar's not picking them up. But you do notice the clearing line here off to our west. That should continue to march eastward slowly, but it should make progress in that eastward direction throughout the morning hours, giving us a little bit of sunshine as we work our way towards the noon hour, and then hopefully partly sunny skies this afternoon with temperatures that'll be topping off today right around 40 degrees. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks. We're keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. Only issue we're monitoring right now is heading into the downtown area. We do have a crash reported near the North Split, and we're also seeing some police lights here over in the right shoulder as you're heading southbound on 65 near West Street and MLK. So just keep that in mind. This morning, overall traffic around central Indiana is traveling up to speed. Megan.
Thanks, Lauren. Well, cleanup is underway at Monument Circle this morning as efforts continue to make it more inviting for downtown visitors. Raphael.
Yeah, the city gave those living on the Circle 15 days notice to move their personal property from the heart of downtown Indianapolis there on the Circle. WRTV's Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with the options now on the table. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Raphael. So this is what was posted on the Circle towards the end of December, giving those folks 15 days to move their personal property off of the Circle, saying this area will be closed to camping and personal storage starting today, January 12th at noon. Now, when we were down there this morning, we did see several people sleeping in the Circle, but that is not illegal, we're told by IMPD Deputy Chief of Operations Josh Barker. He says this is just a matter of public safety. He says IMPD is just a small piece of a large group of over 20 organizations working with these homeless individuals for the last 2 weeks, helping them store their belongings and find new places to stay. He says today you will not see any sort of enforcement where they forcefully move people and property off the Circle.
Well, that is not our intention whatsoever. This has been a resource-centric operation from the beginning, and it will continue to be so. DPW will be on standby with us so that people that have property on the Circle still that have not had an opportunity to have that moved and stored for them. But I think it's also important for people to understand that individuals have a constitutional right to be in public places.
So those who have belongings on the Circle have been given the opportunity to store their items in secured bins at DPW for up to 60 days. And the group of organizations are working to find temporary and permanent housing for those who have been camping there on the Circle. So today at noon, again, you will not see any forceful enforcement or anything like that. They are just simply going to go and pick up anything that is left on the Circle that is not of value or does not have someone's name on it. They say all that trash and debris will be thrown in the trash today at at noon. But again, it is not illegal for them to be on the circle because it is a public place. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you for that report. It is 6:05. Let's go to the latest now on the COVID-19 cases here in the state of Indiana. Our State Department of Health is reporting 3,726 new cases of the virus. That brings the total number of cases here to more than 567,000 since the pandemic began. 30 more Hoosiers have also died with COVID-19. 8,643 deaths have been reported since the pandemic began. And this morning, we're expecting to learn more about the Fishers Health Department's plans to distribute COVID-19 vaccines. They're working to use a former Marsh grocery store location as a mass vaccination site. The vacant building is located at 116th Street and Brooks School Road. The public health director and the mayor plan to announce more details at 10 o'clock this morning, so you can look for updates with us at the WRTV News app and also on the news at noon. Raphael.
On this Tuesday, WRTV is working for you, getting answers to questions about potential leftover vaccine doses. Moderna and Pfizer doses must be used within 6 hours of being opened. Vials contain about 6 doses of the medicine. Now, leaders at IU Health say in order to prevent waste, their extra doses go to healthcare workers. And the Hamilton County Health Department says it has a standby list of eligible community members to call to benefit from any unused supply.
We have lists of folks from other agencies and healthcare providers that are willing to wait to get the vaccine until they're available, or are on the backside of those lists.
This is solid gold, right? Every shot is a potential life saved. That's how we treat it. And so we want to make sure we get shots in arms, that we are doing our part to have zero waste.
Other local hospitals tell WRTV that they have similar procedures in place, and they go on to tell us that no vaccine doses have gone to waste. Megan?
Raphael, Pfizer says they plan to produce 2 billion doses by the end of the year. The company says that is their goal, at least as they ramp up production. That goal is based on improvements to the process and expansion at some of its production facilities. More than 32 million doses have shipped around the world as of Sunday.
And members of the National Guard now have a new mission to stop the spread of COVID-19. In addition to helping long-term care facilities, they'll also help distribute, transport, and administer the vaccine. About 150 members of the Guard are tasked for this mission. They'll come from ranks of those already involved in long-term care facility and testing missions. They'll transport the Moderna vaccine in the health department vehicles. As long-term care facilities recover, Guardsmen will pivot to the distribution and vaccine missions. However, facilities with the most urgent need will still receive Guard support through February 28th. Raphael.
Lauren, now to a lifeline for many Hoosiers. Small businesses can now start reapplying to the Paycheck Protection Program for a new round of loans. The latest COVID-19 relief package includes $284 billion for additional lending to eligible businesses here in Indiana and across the country. Right now, it is available for businesses that the first time around were not able to get a PPP loan. They're being given a small head start in the application process. Our Amanda Starantino asked the Small Business Administration to explain what this means for business owners.
Is the PPP that opened today, and who is it available for? Because it is a little different than what we saw last year.
Right. So today we just opened up the first draw PPP. So for those who didn't get a PPP last time, it's opened up today. However, it's not for every lender yet. So it's just for these community financial institutions, which is defined by 4 groups: a community financial development institution, a minority depository institution, a certified development corporation, or a microloan intermediary. So it's very limited. The reason why is because those groups are targeting the underserved market, which we're trying to make sure that we hit those first, so we can make sure that the smallest of businesses have the opportunity. There's actually money set aside for those intermediaries to be able to lend money.
So we have more details on this Tuesday morning. Starting tomorrow, the second draw of PPP loans will be open as well. But again, it is just for those using a CFI, also known as a community financial institution. All other lenders will provide loans much later. No date has been set for those lenders. The Small Business Administration has yet to announce again information for those lenders. We have more information on these loans on our website, WRTV.com.
Well, balancing family and a career is even tougher for many moms during this pandemic. Coming up, I'll introduce you to a community offering support to working women.
Elsa, Moana, Coco, and more of your Disney favorites are coming to Indianapolis this week. Coming up, we have your chance to win tickets to Disney on Ice. That's right after the break.
And wind chill values are in the teens here this morning, but the good news is with more of a southerly wind and the wind relaxing a little bit, wind chills will ease as we head into the afternoon hours. Still chilly, obviously, but it is January. Just need to bundle up a little bit. We'll talk about the warming trend heading our way, but also the next chance of snow coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
WRTV hiring Hoosiers partner.
I need someone who can hear my voice and can sit with me and can just be, I think, engaged in a conversation with where I am right now.
The Rebound Indiana is our initiative to connect you with the resources you need to get through this pandemic. Career changes, new demands at home as many kids are learning virtually, and keeping the family healthy. It's no wonder more than 2 million women have left the workforce since the start of this pandemic.
Entrepreneurship and being a business owner can be a very lonely place.
I met with 3 business owners who are also mothers in the Indianapolis area. What they have to offer may be what you need to find support in these trying times.
Making sure that people know that there's this sense of community.
And Lauren, as we've discussed so many times, isolation and social distancing can be really a lonely time during this pandemic.
That's right, and we know families are facing a lot of tough decisions right now, Raphael.
Yeah.
And so I found a unique network of support for women and mothers. It's right here in central Indiana.
3 local women.
The City Moms is a membership collective, or we like to call it a sisterhood for the modern mom.
Indiana Originals is a search engine to help people find and support local businesses.
Indie Maven is a lifestyle media company specifically for women in central Indiana.
With 3 businesses supporting other women and local businesses.
Entrepreneurship and being a business owner can be a very lonely place. And something that the 3 of our organizations bring is really that community.
The City Moms, Indie Maven, and Indiana Originals all provide a community, a web of support for central Indiana women and mothers. And while they have different platforms and different business models, these women share an important goal.
I know that a lot of our moms have talked quite a bit at length about needing just someone that can listen to them, that can be in the same boat as them right now.
Between holding your child's hand through virtual learning, a baby or toddler interrupting your Zoom meeting for work, and just dealing with the stresses of keeping a healthy, happy household in the middle of a global pandemic. Those challenges are putting pressure on parents in our communities.
Just saw the perfect example of, what we're talking about now, giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves flexibility, and understanding that we've just had to make adjustments. I think there's been an expectation of, moms especially, how do you do it all?
And moms, we just do the best we can. But this pandemic has created some unfortunate outcomes for many women in the workforce. According to the National Women's Law Center, 2.2 million women left the workforce since the start of the pandemic to early December. Another study showed at least 1 in 4 women are considering downsizing their careers or leaving the workforce altogether due to challenges brought on by the pandemic. Women ages 25 to 44 are actually now 3 times as likely as men of the same age group to not be working due to childcare demands. That's according to the U.S. Census Bureau.
And so I think this year's really kind of been, a reckoning as to what makes a good business owner, what makes a good parent.
But hard times can also lead to positive change.
We can be of greater service to a lot of brands too, because we're able to say oh, okay, so you want to get in front of these audiences? That's where we are. That's where we live. This is the world that we know.
And the City Moms, Indie Maven, and Indiana Originals want women facing these uncertainties and lifestyle changes to know they're not alone.
How do we do it all? Well, we do it all together.
And so tomorrow right here on Good Morning Indiana, we're going to take a look at how those three business women work together to overcome their own hardships and challenges to continue to serve women in our community in this pandemic. Again, that's tomorrow right here at 6 a.m. Let's get a check right now of our forecast for this Tuesday. Todd, as kids are maybe getting ready to head out to the bus stop, what do they need to know?
You need to bundle up, that first and foremost, as temperatures are in the 20s and wind chills are in the teens. Still kind of that damp feel out there, and there's some very, very light snow showers in some areas still on the eastern portion of the state, and you can kind of see just the moisture that's suspended here in the atmosphere. And we have not been able to get rid of these clouds over the past really week or so. I know there's been a few times where the skies have brightened a little bit, but haven't really seen any blue sky since last week Monday. Today I'm hopeful it's probably our best opportunity to get into a little bit of sunshine as the day goes on. 25 to start you off though in Bloomington this morning, 24 in Tipton as well as Indy and in the Greenfield area. Here are those wind chill values that are in the teens currently. 14 in Indy, 17 is the current temperature in Bloomington. Temperatures don't do a whole lot the next couple hours with the clouds still in place and obviously the sun not up until a little after 8 o'clock. But once we do get the sunshine starting to appear and also the southwest winds will start to kick in. We'll start to see our temperatures moderate above freezing by the time we get to the noon hour. The clearing line is just ever so slowly making its way towards Indianapolis. Clear in Lafayette as well as Terre Haute right now. The further east you are, it's going to take a while for you to start to clear out. The further west you are, you obviously get into the sunshine a little bit quicker. But that storm system that was to our south yesterday finally moving off the east coast, and that's allowing things to start to change a little bit. The biggest change for us is going to be the southwesterly wind. Yesterday that wind was out of the northwest. That's a chilly wind direction. Today that southwest wind helps to warm us up into the upper 30s. I know it's still chilly, but at least it puts us above normal for the middle of January. 39 in Frankfort today, 41 in Lafayette, 42 in Martinsville as well as Shelbyville, and then highs in southern locations today right around 41, 42 degrees as well. 42 in Seymour. This evening as the skies clear, temperatures will hold fairly steady because of those southwesterly winds. And then overnight tonight, we don't really see that big drop off once the sun sets. Tomorrow, you wake up to a temperature right around 30 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, a high temperature that gets up to 44 degrees. And then we get into Thursday evening, and this is when the next front is going to arrive. It starts off briefly as a little bit of a rain-snow mixture, but from Thursday evening and then through Friday and into Saturday, it's not going to be snowing the entire time, but there will be some snow showers making their way through the area with some minor accumulation possibility and some slick spots on the roadways, but definitely not a major snow for us. And then as we get into the second half of the weekend, Sunday, 33 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at your commute over here on the near east side of town, I-70 at Rural Street and Keystone Avenue. Traffic is traveling up to speed here on the near east side as you're heading into the downtown area. Just use caution because I just saw on Twitter from our reporter Cameron Riddle, who was out and about this morning, that he noticed some slick spots on I-65 through the downtown area, especially on those bridges and overpasses where things tend to slicken up a little bit quicker. So just keep that in mind as you're heading out the door this morning. Megan?
Good advice. Thanks, Lauren. Well, the Indianapolis Public Library is starting the new year with new forgiveness policy. The library is now fine-free. With that, it has forgiven more than $2 million worth of outstanding fines and collection fees. That means more than 87,000 people had their accounts wiped clean of any overdue fees. The new fine-free policy began January 4th. It aims to erase barriers to library use across the city. And even though there are no longer fines, you are still expected to return items borrowed from the library on time. Raphael.
Right now is your chance, Megan, to win 3 tickets to see Mickey Mouse in Disney on Ice. The show is this Thursday, January the 14th at 7 p.m. at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. All you have to do, you know what to do, be the 6th caller right now. The phone number on your screen, 317-269-1459. Now, if you don't win now, don't worry about it. We have another giveaway in just a few minutes. But for now, good luck, and you're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
At Value City Furniture.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:25. Megan, Raphael, it is time that we talk about what is trending at 6. So, Raphael, kick us off.
So another benefit of working from home is that you can eat what you want whenever you want, right? I can go right now to the refrigerator, get maybe a cup of ice cream. But there are limits because you see, Ben & Jerry's isn't just for people anymore. The Vermont Ice Cream Company announced it's now introducing a line of frozen dog treats. Doggy desserts come in 2 flavors, a Ponch's Mix, which has peanut butter swirls, and Rosie's Batch, featuring pumpkin and mini cookies. The ice cream costs $2.99 for a 4-ounce cup or $4.99 for a pack of 4, and can be purchased in grocery and pet stores later this month. Here's my biggest fear. I go and grab the wrong ice cream because, listen, don't laugh, that looks good. That looks really good.
Maybe
so,
people can eat it. I don't know.
We'll have to ask.
I don't know if they can or cannot, but as you can imagine, at 4:30 in the morning, you may grab that just by mistake. But it may taste good. I don't know.
Well, I could go for some ice cream. All right, take a look at this. The Indianapolis Zoo is welcoming its first babies of 2021. A pair of baby long-tailed macaws were born in the first week of January. The newborns cling tightly to their mothers, so we don't know their genders yet, but both mother and baby are doing well. Take a look. They're so cute.
So cute and little there.
And fluffy.
Yeah, well, here's an incredible rescue scene. This is in India. Hundreds of villagers worked together to pull out a large truck out of a gorge here. The bus had fallen 70 feet from a narrow road, and thankfully no one was hurt. But you can see here they used ropes and vines to pull it out. A big team effort there. So, wow.
That's going to be a movie one day.
I think
awesome.
so.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. All right, Todd, nothing too crazy going on in the weather department here in January.
You know, I guess that's either good or bad depending on how you look at it. It's cold here this morning with wind chill values that are in the teens, but it's pretty quiet. We've had some snow showers overnight here and now into your morning commute, so there could be a few slick spots on the roadways in spots. It wasn't widespread, but definitely everybody needs to bundle up. Where do we go from here? Well, it's actually going to be a little bit warmer today than it has been the past few days. Mostly cloudy skies today, but still some sunshine will start to work its way in as we get into the afternoon hours. Yesterday we didn't get above freezing. Today we should climb into the low 40s in southern locations, about 39 to the north in Peru, but we won't have as much of that damp feel, Megan, as we get into the afternoon hours as we do here this morning.
All right, good thing I've got my thick coat and gloves. Thanks, Todd. And if you're looking for new workout equipment or electronics this new year, January might be the time to buy. Consumer reporter Jimmy Rhodes and John Matarese break down this month's deals and things you should wait on so you don't waste your money.
Finally, we can say goodbye and good riddance to 2020.
Jimmy, it's a new year, and that means a lot of new sales out there.
Hey, it's Don'tWasteYourMoney.com consumer expert John Matarese with what to buy in January. 2021's already looking better. Okay, let's start with linens and bedding. I guess this has been a thing forever.
In fact, I bet your mom used to shop white sales.
So-called because back in the day, bed sheets were only available in white.
It's when stores mark down everything in the bedding department, so it's a really good time to shop for anything for the bed.
Next, January's a great time to buy TVs and related audio gear, especially late in the month thanks to a football game that's practically become a national holiday.
The week before the Super Bowl is a great time to buy that big screen TV. You're going to find 50, 60, 70-inch TVs marked down for the Super Bowl. In addition to the TV, you'll find sound bars on sale.
This is mostly because retailers don't want to store their Thanksgiving leftovers. Next, retailers will leverage your New Year's resolutions to sell more fitness equipment and gym memberships by offering big discounts.
You'll find lots of sales on treadmills, exercise bikes, the bike where they, yell at you while you're on it these days.
Because it's not enough that all the people in my life want to boss me around. I need the inanimate objects to get in on the fun too.
January is also a great time to join a gym. This is when they roll out those gym memberships for $9 a month, $29 a month. Just read the contract carefully because a lot of people drop out come April.
Next, look for discounts starting on winter clothing.
You'll find markdowns on winter coats and everything for the outdoors as stores start to get in their springtime inventory.
And John, how about some things to wait on?
You'll find appliance and furniture sales in January, but if you can wait just a few weeks, the best sales come in mid-February. President's Day is all about appliance sales and furniture sales.
What to buy in January? It's at the top of the list.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
And now on Good Morning Indiana, it's Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your 6:30 news feed. One person is dead. A teenager is in the hospital after a shooting on the city's east side. Police say this happened just before 9 o'clock last night on North Spencer Avenue near East 21st Street. Officers have not said what led to the gunfire. A 56-year-old man died in the gunfire and a 14-year-old was injured.
The two Democrats in the legislature have introduced a bill to ban conversion therapy in our state. Conversion therapy is an attempt to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. The bill is sponsored by Representative Sue Errington of Muncie and State Senator J.D. Ford of Indianapolis. Senator Ford is the first openly gay person ever elected to the Indiana General Assembly.
A key member of the last college basketball team to go an entire season undefeated has died. IU's athletic department says Wayne Radford died this past Sunday at the age of 64. Radford was the sixth man on the Hoosiers team that went unbeaten and won the 1976 national championship. Radford also led Arlington High School to the only regional title in school history. He also played one season for the Indiana Pacers.
And speaking of the Pacers, their Western road trip did not get off to a great start last night. The team did rally from a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter to take the lead, but the Sacramento Kings answered that with 7 straight points to put the game out of reach. The Kings win 127-122. The Pacers' next game is tonight at Golden State. It is 6:31 here on your Tuesday. Thanks for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez, live from our Johnson County studio. And Megan, you know it is cold, not only because it's winter, but I have these two huge lights right here in the living room. I have coffee, I have the furnace on like 1,000 degrees and top tossing. It is still cold.
You're set. Share the coffee, Rafael. Come on. Well done. I guess we might need an extra cup of coffee, though, because the cold is going to stick around.
And I got you beat, Rafael. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights shining on me, so I'm nice and toasty here in the studio. But it is chilly here this morning all across the area, and it still has that damp feel out there, which I think is probably the thing you notice the most when you walk outside once you get past the temperatures. We're sitting officially in the mid-20s for your temperatures with skies starting to clear. In fact, we've cleared already in Lafayette, Bloomington at 25 with clouds still. Indianapolis still has the clouds currently. But as far as the clearing line goes, you see it here starting to just slowly make its way eastward. So it should make it to the metro area here within the next, I would say, 2 hours. It's going to take a little longer as you work your way off to the east. So Muncie, Richmond, Connersville, Greensburg, you're going to unfortunately have to wait a little bit longer, but there's a lot of clear skies off to our west. Now, some of that will fill back in with some cloud cover as we get into the afternoon hours. But finally, I do think we'll see the skies brighten a little bit here by mid-morning into the afternoon. And with more of a southerly wind, despite the really cold start that we have now, we get up to right around 40 degrees for your afternoon high. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's take a look at your commute this morning. Here's a look up on the north side from our INDOT traffic camera along I-465, a view here of Westfield Boulevard. You can see traffic is picking up, lots of headlights moving both eastbound and westbound. Things are traveling smoothly, though. No crashes to slow you down on your roads around central Indiana. Megan.
Lauren, thank you. Taking a look at the latest data from the State Department of Health, officials are reporting a slight increase in the 7-day positivity rate. We're now at 16.5%. All of Indiana's 92 counties remain at the highest 2 levels of orange and red. That means there is a moderate to high rate of community spread at this point in time. State health officials report 3,726 new positive cases of COVID-19. That brings the total number of Hoosiers infected with the coronavirus to more than 567,000. And state health officials also provided an update on how the pandemic is affecting Hoosier students. Nearly 1,700 new cases were recorded, some of those dating back to September. That brings the number of student infections to 20,710. Nearly 750 new teachers and staff cases were also reported. To date, more than 9,500 teachers and staff members have tested positive for the virus. An important note, 302 schools have not reported data to the state health officials, as reporting is not mandatory. Health officials also report an additional 30 COVID-related deaths. Since March, 8,643 Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. Rafael.
On this Tuesday morning, good morning to Lebanon, Greenwood, and Bloomington. A new strain of the virus that causes COVID-19 has been detected in our state. The State Department of Health announced that on Monday. This is the same strain previously identified in the United Kingdom late last fall. State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Bach says because the strain is more easily transmitted, it is more important than ever, she says, to mask up, practice social distancing, as well as good hygiene.
And Raphael, working for you, we wanted to dig a little bit deeper into just what that new strain means as we have these vaccine rollouts. Dr. Matthew Hahn is the director of the COVID-19 surveillance lab located at Indiana University. He tells us this new variant evolves much less rapidly than the flu, so there won't be a need to update the coronavirus vaccines quite as often. But because the new variant is more contagious, he says it's more important than ever to get the vaccine when it's made available to you.
You are more likely to pass those on than other variants, which is the dangerous part. So they don't appear to make you sicker, but you will get more people sick before you know it. Realistically, we're going to have some coronavirus, some SARS coronavirus with us for a long time. It won't be COVID-19, it'll be COVID-20 or COVID-2021.
The preliminary study shows Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine can protect against the new variants of the coronavirus. That's some good news. And Dr. Hahn predicts eventually getting a coronavirus vaccine will be just like getting your yearly flu shot.
It's help that's desperately needed to keep some people in their homes this winter. Next, how the city-county government will spend a new round of coronavirus relief cash.
And plus, it's an effort to clean up part of downtown. Coming up, a live report when people are being moved out of the place they're calling home and the options they're now being given. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
411 to learn more.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. New this morning, the Indianapolis City County Council has approved the mayor's request for nearly $13 million in additional funding to address COVID-related issues in Indianapolis and its neighborhoods. The proposal includes $6 million for rental assistance, $1.9 million for contact tracing, and $300,000 for food assistance. Millions will also go towards services to help people experiencing homelessness in the city of Indianapolis. Megan?
Raphael, the homeless living in encampments on Monument Circle now have only hours to leave those areas. They're scheduled to be moved out by noon today.
So the city had previously posted warning notices that it planned to clear the site by that time as part of a public health order. Our own Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with the options given to those who are impacted by this change today. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren. So that notice came out 15 days ago, giving those folks who are living on the circle a chance to move their personal property off. And now that message saying in part, quote, this area will be closed to camping and personal property starting today, January 12th at noon. Now, we spoke to IMPD Deputy Chief of Operations Josh Barker, and he says this is just a matter of public safety. He says IMPD is just a small piece of a very large group of over 20 organizations working with these homeless individuals for the last 2 weeks, helping them store their belongings and finding new places to stay. He says today at noon, you will not see any sort of enforcement where they forcefully move people off of the circle or their belongings. He says that they are just going to they've been working to place the people camping on the circles in temporary or permanent housing.
Absolutely. We've been working with other organizations downtown and have successfully placed some individuals. They have taken up our offer to provide non-congregate housing. We've worked with the Professional Blended Street Outreach organization to help move along applications for permanent and supportive housing for some folks downtown.
So those who have belongings, on the circle have been given the opportunity to store their items in secured bins at DPW for up to 60 days. So again, that's today at noon, and you will not see any forceful moving of that property. They say anything that they find on the circle right now that does not have someone's name on it or is of value will be thrown in the trash. And again, they are housing several people right now, permanent and in temporary housing. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. A young man's story of survival following an attempted suicide. His road to recovery and his effort to help those facing anxiety, stress, and depression find the help that they need. But first, your local forecast on this Tuesday with our own Todd Clausen. Good morning, TK.
Raphael, good morning to you. It's a real cold start to our day all across the area. Wind chills are in the teens. Actual temperatures are in the 20s. But a warming trend is heading our way. We should be close to 40 today, mid-40s the next couple days, and then the temperatures drop again when the temperatures fall. We also deal with some rain and snow heading our way. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
Service a name you can trust.
Welcome back. When you meet Brandon Warren for the first time, you'll encounter a determined and enthusiastic young man.
He is a great young man. He's now seeking to empower and inspire others in a new way after a personal crisis just 1 year ago. Since January of 2020, he's been focused on his health, his faith, and his family, and felt that this was the best time to share his journey.
5 days into a new year, Brandon Warren would need his family and faith to survive this crisis.
I'll tell you one thing, nothing happens in vain, and my God did not lead me here for nothing. He has big things in store for me.
In high school, Brandon was among the kids who dreamed big.
Enough chairs for 400.
After the shooting death of a fellow football teammate in 2017, he started the group We Live Indy to focus on youth violence. The organization allows teens and politicians to build bridges to address the complicated issue.
And because of all of your efforts and the efforts of your friends and your family.
In 2018, WRTV honored Brandon's good works with a surprise presentation of the Jefferson Award for Multiplying Good outside of his home, surrounded by his family.
Congratulations.
The young man's efforts received national acclaim when he represented Indiana at the National Jefferson Awards ceremony in the nation's capital.
I was determined to start an organization that stands up against all youth violence and gun violence.
The teen, in the spotlight during his high school years, found himself facing dark moments while in college in Muncie. Anxiety and depression led to an attempted suicide with a gun. January 5th, 2020, a day Brandon says he will never forget.
Okay, let's walk.
The gunshot injury to his head was severe, taking months of rehab to recover. He had to relearn how to talk and how to walk. Every step of the way, his friends and family were at his side.
I was able to realize my army of people that I actually had there, that I actually had and still have there for me anytime I find myself in darkness like I once was in. There for me in such a way where they're there for me emotionally, mentally.
His path to good health has included a recommitment to his faith, a rebirth, and a new book entitled Be Inspired, filled with words and a story that he hopes will help someone during a difficult time.
How can my life be inspiring to one other than me? So despite my injury, despite all the trials and tribulations of life, despite January 5th, how can I use my situation to inspire someone else?
Before our conversation was done, Brandon shared what's under his right wrist, a tattoo, 8 letters, which spell out the word continue.
To remind me as a survivor now to continue, to remind one not to give up, but yet to continue.
Brandon's new book, Be Inspired, will be out soon. I'll keep you updated on that. And he had several joys last week. He celebrated a birthday and is back at school continuing his college studies. Here's a phone number to keep handy if you or someone you know needs to talk to someone trained in suicide prevention. That number is 1-800-273-8255. Those last 4 digits spell out the word TALK. The National Suicide Hotline Designation Act was signed into law just last year. So in mid-2022, People will be able to dial a simple 3-digit number to get the help that they need. Now, I'm not posting that 3-digit number now because it's not active at this moment. So if you need the help, call 1-800-273-8255. Someone will be there to talk to you and you can get the help that you need. It is now time to check your forecast on this Tuesday. So let's do that in Studio A with our own Todd Clausen. Hey, TK.
Hey, Raphael. Good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. As we get our Tuesday going here, it's still cold, it's still cloudy, and it's still damp. But there is better news as we progress here throughout the day today. Outside right now, you can still see some of this moisture. It's just kind of suspended and hanging in the atmosphere. And there's been a little bit of light snow shower activity throughout the overnight hours. So it's not out of the question there could be an isolated slick spot for your commute. Mainly watch out for those bridges and overpasses here on your morning commute, but nothing that is super widespread that is currently out there. The temperature that sits at 24 in Indy feels like 14 though when you factor in this wind that's out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. This wind direction is key to the entire forecast today for several reasons. One, a southwesterly wind, a little bit warmer than a northwesterly wind, and that's going to help to bring our temperatures up. By bringing the temperatures up, we should be able to help to break this temperature inversion that we've had in the mid-levels of the atmosphere that's just kept the clouds in place really for the last week. So I'm hopeful for some sunshine here by this afternoon. 25 in Columbus as well as Tipton, 26 in Lafayette. Feels like it's in the teens, though, anywhere you go across the entire area. As the day goes on, we'll see the clouds start to thin. As the clouds start to thin, the temperatures will start to warm. So the temperatures just don't do a whole lot throughout the morning hours, but as we get some of the sunshine in here, you'll notice by the time we get into the afternoon hours, our high temperature is going to be right around 40 degrees, and that's going to put us about 5 degrees above normal for this time of year. The skies have been clearing already in western portions of the state, and the clearing line just slowly starting to make its way off to the east. For those of you in eastern locations, it's going to take a little while for you to clear your skies, but eventually you should get there as well. Behind it, plenty of quiet weather, at least for the next few days. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, not as cold, 29 degrees, because again, those southwesterly winds will remain with us throughout the day. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, even a little bit warmer, 45. That's going to feel real nice here in the middle of January. And then as we get into the weekend, that's when things change. We get another push of colder air coming in, probably late Thursday, more so on Friday, and then into Saturday as that colder air comes in. There's likely going to be scattered snow showers across the area. Could be some minor accumulation, nothing major, but definitely some slick spots look like they will be possible. And then as we head into next week, temperatures fairly seasonable in the low to mid 30s.
Thanks, Todd. It's back. Elsa, Ariel, and all your favorite Disney friends will be hitting the ice this week at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Right now, you have a chance to win a family 3-pack of tickets to this Thursday's performance of Disney on Ice. All you have to do is call the number right there on your screen. Take a look. It's 317-269-1459. Caller number 6 is the winner. So call now and best of luck. Your top stories and one more check of your forecast are next. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
RTV.
Welcome back. It's 6:55 on Good Morning Indiana. Your forecast in a moment, but first, your top stories.
Let's get started. The third and final suspect in the killing of a Boone County Sheriff's deputy almost 3 years ago. That person is now going to prison. On Monday, John Baldwin pleaded guilty to lesser charges in connection to the death of Deputy Jacob Pickett. Baldwin will serve 24 years in prison as part of a plea agreement.
Members of the Indiana National Guard now have a new mission to help stop the spread of COVID-19. In addition to helping long-term care facilities, they'll also help to distribute, transport, and give out the vaccine. About 150 members of the Guard are tasked for this mission.
The Indianapolis Public Library is starting the new year with a new forgiveness policy. The library is now fine-free. It has forgiven more than $2 million in outstanding fines and collection fees. That means more than 87,000 people had their accounts wiped clean of any overdue fees.
Let's get a check of our forecast right now. Todd, it is another cold Tuesday.
It is. We're starting off in the teens with wind chills. Actual temperatures in the 20s this morning, and we still have the cloud cover around. However, things will get better as the day progresses. We should be able to thin the clouds out. It'll be a gradual process as temperatures will climb up to right around 40 here this afternoon. You notice the next 2 days in the mid-40s. That puts us above normal, and then it's back to reality in January standards. Those highs are about 10 degrees above normal for tomorrow and Thursday, but rain and snow showers in the forecast Friday and Saturday. Nothing major, but some slick spots will definitely be a possibility as we work our way into the first half of the weekend as that colder air starts to come in. And then Sunday and Monday, pretty quiet when you look at those temperatures. Just keep in mind 35 is the actual normal high temperature for this time of year.
Thanks, Todd. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and traffic updates.
And remember, all your news can be found throughout the day on the WRTV mobile app. Thanks for watching Good Morning Indiana. We hope you have a great Tuesday.